Today on Around Town. Local veterans were invited to a special dinner program at the Wade Park Domiciliary by the Volunteers of America, Ohio and Indiana. Then we'll get cooking in the kitchen with the Cleveland Police Department for a very spicy competition. Around Town will be right back, only here on TV 20. We are Cleveland.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Need food? We can help. The Greater Cleveland Food Bank's Benefits Outreach Department works within the community to help individuals locate food and apply for SNAP and other public benefits. Weekdays, our help center accepts phone calls from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and walk-ins from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 216-738-2067 or stop in our facility at 15500 South Waterloo Road. Our benefits outreach counselors are out in the community every day assisting with benefit enrollment and connecting the community to vital resources. Keep your eye out for our food truck, providing free, fresh produce and SNAP enrollment in the community. For more information, visit www.greaterclevelandfoodbank.org/gethelp.
Welcome back to Around Town.
Good evening and happy Veterans Day. We're so grateful to have you all here with us this evening. For those of you that don't know me, which I believe most of you do, my name is LaRon Clayton. I'm the program director for Volunteers of America, Ohio and Indiana here at the Veterans Domiciliary at Wade Park. Thank you. I am also an Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom veteran. Prior to my role here at the domiciliary, thank you. Prior to my role here at the domiciliary, every Veterans Day I would personally sit down and reflect on veterans that have paved the path of freedom before me, those that have served in World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, and Desert Storm. My grandfather and his 3 brothers served overseas in 1943 during World War II. My mother's brother also served during Desert Storm. So most people would assume that I joined the service because of my family's history, but that wasn't the case. I decided that I wanted to be of service to something much greater than myself. Most people don't understand that the battle does not stop when the flag is raised in victory. The fight continues in service and out of service. The tenacity grows, our motivation is sustained, our determination never diminishes, and for that I am forever thankful for those veterans that have served before me. I remember last year standing in that back corner, being introduced as the incoming program director and anxious about this day coming. And still today I feel blessed to serve in a capacity ensuring that my fellow veterans are getting the appropriate services that they need to maintain their functional independence. We all come from many segments of society, but all made major sacrifices to serve this country. Whether you were drafted or enlisted, served in combat or support groups, you all gave years of your lives to serve and protect this nation. And for that, we honor you. We are grateful for your sacrifice. And today we want to thank you with this celebration. This day would not have been complete without the help of several sponsors. And so I just want to acknowledge some of the folks in the room. So if everybody can give a hand to our staff and volunteers. Yeah. Especially Marvelyn and her kitchen team that have prepared this wonderful meal for you all. And on your tables, there's a list of various organizations that have supported this. So we have the American Legion of Ravenna, Post 331, American Legion of Brakeman King, Ohio, Post 336, American Legion, Post 423, Post 112, Post 523, 452, Swagelok, who also has a team of volunteers here. We have VFW Post 2595, Post 3345, Post 3446, Post 5137, 9295, and 9340. And so we give them a round of applause for their gracious support. Now, if you all would please rise for the Horizon Science Academy Junior ROTC and the singing of the national anthem by Cow Kid.
Forward, march. What's up? March. Colors, turn. Colors, up.
Oh, say,
Present.
can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Colors, turn. Forward, march.
Now, if everyone would join me in a moment of silence for those that are no longer with us. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce our CEO Emeritus of Volunteers of America, Ohio and Indiana, Mr. Dennis Kresak.
Thank you, Laron. Good evening, veterans. Good evening. How's everybody feeling? Wonderful. Good. I'll be brief. I know you want to eat. But I just want to say a few words of thanks for your service. Thanks for all you've done for our country. And thanks for what you're doing for yourself here in Volunteers of America's programs, working your program each and every day. You know, in our country, there are over 20 million veterans, 80,000 veterans in the state of Ohio, and 122 veterans in this building. And since I've begun my service with Volunteers of America back in 1992, I felt like I've had an obligation to serve all different demographics of people, different types of people. You know, we serve children, we serve families, we serve seniors. And I feel a direct obligation for serving all those folks. But for veterans, I feel I have a sacred obligation for what you've done for your country, the service and sacrifices you've made, not only you, but your families, your loved ones. And I sincerely appreciate what you've done for us. And I hope that whatever we do for you in this building, that you're benefiting from it. I hope you enjoy what we have to offer. And again, that you work your programs each and every day to become better human beings. So thank you again for your service. And as Laurent said, I want to thank some of our partners, the VA, our supporters, our volunteers. You know, I just came from a dinner up at our Veterans Resource Center on 152nd. We had about a dozen volunteers up there serving dinner. So we have a lot of support. I just want you all to know that. And another one of our greatest supporters is our mayor, Mayor Frank Jackson, who will be up here shortly. You know, the mayor's been with us before he was the mayor. He was a friend of Volunteers of America when he was a city councilman. And so we certainly appreciate the longevity that he's given us, Volunteers of America, his support. And I know he's very busy. He can't really stay for dinner, but he did want to say a few words. So I'd like to this time introduce Mayor Frank Jackson.
Good evening. Good evening. And how are you this evening? Good, good. You know, every time I come to this event, I always try to figure out what can I say. I'm a veteran from the Vietnam era, and thank you. And I often wondered how did I become mayor, and other people did not have that opportunity or weren't as fortunate. But the one thing I recognize is that we all share a common bond. We share a common bond because we have an experience. Now, every year, for the last 3 years, we've been doing a Veterans Day parade. We did it Friday. So next Veterans Day, I'd like to see people out. If you want to come, you want to march for a little bit, come out. And the guest speaker was a man named Judge Jackson, no relation, but Judge Jackson. And he was a Marine, also a Vietnam veteran. And he said the thing about veterans and the bond of veterans is that when different people, if they would mention like the mayor of the city of Cleveland, he would see the mayor of the city of Cleveland as a veteran who happens to be the mayor. Where other people would see the mayor of the city of Cleveland as the mayor who is also a veteran. So that is how we look at things and the priorities that we set. So I want to welcome everybody, welcome home, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And I apologize, I will not be able to stay for dinner. I usually stay for dinner, but I have to get back for a council meeting, so I'm not being rude, okay? All right, just want to make clear, all right? All right.
You know, as I mentioned earlier, we have great partners. One of our greatest partners is the Veterans Administration on this campus. And representing the Veterans Administration this evening is Ms. Beth Lumia, who would like to say a few words. Beth?
It's all of you who deserve the cheering and the clapping. Like Dennis said, my name is Beth Lumia. I'm the Associate Director for the Healthcare System here in Cleveland. I've been in Cleveland now going on 3 years. That seems hard to believe. I'm going to digress just for one quick second. I'm not a veteran. However, I made a very conscious decision about 17 years ago when I got out of college and joined the VA as a social worker that I wanted to spend my life taking care of those who did serve. So thank you for your service. Here in Cleveland, I'm one of 5,000 employees in the Northeast Ohio VA healthcare system who considers every day Veterans Day. But today is definitely special. I thank you all for your service. I look forward to getting to know and hearing from all of you tonight that I'm able to connect with. Again, thank you, everybody. I have one more thing to say. Like I said, when I started my career, I actually started working in a domiciliary in upstate New York. And I'm going to give kudos to all of the veterans in the room, the VOA, and the VA partners that you have over here in the program. You have something very special here. So I would echo what Dennis said. Take advantage of this as you make steps in your life, and don't be afraid to stay connected once you move on from this. We're here for you. All right.
So the only thing standing between you and the food now is a prayer. But real quick, I just want to acknowledge one person that is kind of this was her labor of love. Veronica Johnson. Yeah. Veronica worked tirelessly to set everything up and making sure that this day ran smoothly. I was pretty hands-off. All I had to do was show up and look pretty. So this is all her. So I want to acknowledge you and thank you for everything. And next, our assistant program director, Jason Walker, is going to come up and bless the food.
With all heads bowed. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day and thank you for the men and women who serve this country. We want to pray a special blessing over the meal and the hands that prepared it. Amen. Amen.
Stay tuned for more Around Town.
Hi, I'm Mayor Frank Jackson. You've probably seen media coverage of the growing opioid epidemic in northeastern Ohio. But what you might not know is how many of these tragedies begin with a seemingly innocent prescription for pain medication. That is why we're teaming with the Cuyahoga County Opiate Marketing Task Force to encourage you to know the risk. Go to the website on your screen to learn which pills are opiates and alternative ways of dealing with pain. Which starts as a prescription can end with addiction, so know the risk.
Welcome back to Around Town.
All right, so I'm going to count you in. You got 45 minutes to do braising, smoking, roasting, and poaching, I heard. Are we ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go cook.
Cooking with Cops is bringing cops with middle school students to cook together in a regional competition, and then the teams who won the regional competition advanced to today to compete in the citywide competition.
It was a program established with the 5 precincts of Cleveland Police. They had individual cooking competitions at Cleveland Municipal School Districts. After those events, they're now here. The winners of those events now compete for the ultimate prize here at the Hospitality Management Center.
This event is special because it's promoting togetherness. It's erasing that line that divides the people, the citizens of the states and the police. It's promoting togetherness, and it's just letting people know that you don't have to be afraid of the police. It's okay to work with them and do things with them. So it's just promoting togetherness and teamship.
The goal of this was twofold. One was to build the relationship between our kids and police officers. They had the opportunity to really engage and connect with the police officers during the cooking competition. So they had to learn to work together, they had to strategize, and it really built a bond between our kids, which made them very comfortable with police officers. And that's one of the big initiatives that we are trying to do, is to build that youth-police relationship. And the second goal was to, also expose our kids to opportunities in the culinary arts program.
It's always fun to see kids get excited about something. I remember when I was their age, I lived for things like this. Especially at that age, the middle school age, to be in a kitchen, working with, a police officer, someone much older than you, that's fun. That's a cool way for two people from different generations to bond.
After all the teams had an opportunity to prepare their dishes, it was time for the moment of truth. Team by team, they served up their entrees to be judged by area chefs. Execution, appearance, and taste all came into play as the teams waited to hear the final results.
Okay, so in my hand are the winning scores. I'm going to start with the team that came in 5th place. The team that came in 5th place was team number 3. Who's team number 3? Team number 3? We're bringing them up. Team 3. All right, let's hear it. The team that came in 4th place is team number 1. Way to go, guys. In 3rd place, we have team number 5. Team 5. Where's team 5? So now we're down to team 4 and team 2. I can tell you that there was a half a point separating the two teams. Half a point, that's really close. So in 2nd place was team number 2. Which means that team number 4 came in 1st place. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Team number 4? Was that the team of chefs? Oh my goodness. You see, if you believe what happens, you can achieve. Congratulations to all of you. It was wonderful having you all here. I hope we can do this again, and thank you all very much.
On behalf of our CEO, his entire leadership team, and everyone from the school district that's represented here today, I truly want to thank you. Thank you all for your participation, all of the parents and students and family members for coming out. Thank you to all of the VIPs, including our judges who've given of their time and their talent and their treasure, because we know nothing is done for free. And we also want to thank the principals who opened up their doors with their staff to let the police officers in, and then the police officers who bravely and boldly serve to protect and serve us each and every day. But they came into the school buildings and bravely and boldly also demonstrated that service, not just talking the talk, but walking it by working alongside our students. And then our students. I don't know what to say about the students. I had the opportunity to come and see some of the preliminary rounds, and they are amazing. The creativity, the talent, the enthusiasm, so we can't thank them enough for all that they have done and the effort that they've put in. Thank you to Tri-C for allowing us to be here.